Crime and Punishment, the Infamous and the Courageous, the Los Angeles Museum of Police. And we're here today with the brand new Executive Director, Arias, to learn all about this remarkable walk through history with the LAPD. I'm sorry, who knew? This is one of those places that I am absolutely gobsmacked to actually realize exists. So what is it, where is it, what's in it, why does it exist, all those things I really need to know.
Thank you so much, Maria. It's a pleasure to be here with you. What is it? We're the Los Angeles Police Museum here in Highland Park, and we're so pleased to represent and preserve the history of the Los Angeles Police Department. We've been here since 2001, founded by Richard Koch, and him and a few others decided it was time to come together collectively and really highlight the traditions and the stories and everything that is LAPD that we've been proud of for the last many years since our inception. And so we're here and we're preserving that history, and we're welcoming, hopefully at the end of COVID, welcoming our communities back.
Even this building has historic significance.
Yes.
I mean, you mentioned that we're here in Highland Park, but the building itself is in fact a historic landmark.
Yes, it is. We actually leased this building from the city, and this was the old police station out of Highland Park. It was the Highland Park Police Station, and before they had actually transitioned over into the Northeast Division, this was the rough and tough Highland Park Police Station.
Now, you talked about, it's filled with all of the history and the ephemera and the stories of the LAPD, but why are those stories important?
We know that the Los Angeles Police Department is one of the greatest law enforcement agencies in the world. I may sound a little bit biased, but we really are. We've seen many changes throughout history. We've adapted, we've been shown our own lessons, we've been taught how we can progress as a department. Telling these stories and being sure to recreate through the histories and the stories in the museum is really important.
How do you get all of this? Where is it coming from?
We are lucky enough to have a wonderful partnership with the LA City Archives.
Okay.
We get much of our archives from there, but we are really supported in the collections and archives by many of the retired officers and their families who donate much of our collections to us.
It's a fabulous place to walk around.
Absolutely.
It's got a lot of, hesitate to say the word, but fun things to see.
Yes.
It's got a lot of intriguing things to see. It's got a lot of important things to see. And it's a dynamic environment already, but what is it that you want everyone to know, and what is it that you think you can do, and what is it about this place?
Right. I think in coming here, I was able to bring that to the table, to facilitate that bridge of understanding. And as you said, the understanding of past cultures, but also building toward a newer culture. And I really would love to see our communities coming in as a place of understanding. I've been very involved in my community, in many communities here in Los Angeles and throughout in the San Gabriel Valley where I was raised. And I really feel, especially being the first Latina, I really feel that I would be able to help facilitate those bridges of understanding and bringing people here to really see that humanization element of law enforcement.
Is this a unique facility? Because obviously the Los Angeles Police Department has a marquee name, period, and we have such a large geographic area.
Yes.
That as the LAPD covers. But what about other metropolitan cities? Do they have their own police museum, or is this pretty special to the West Coast?
I would love to say that we're extraordinarily unique, and I do believe
Go
that
ahead
we
and
are. However, we are not the only police museum. The thing is most police museums are actually at their stations or at their headquarters.
Oh, I see.
And a lot of them are in either their atriums or right in their hallways, and kind of commemorating their own police divisions or their own departments. There is the National Police Museum in Washington, D.C., whom we wish to model, whom we wish to really grow and be just as spectacular and just as huge. There are some throughout the rest of the country. I know, I believe North Carolina has a great one. And I would like to say that we are actually the premier, at least on the West Coast. Maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm biased, but I would like to say that we are the premier police museum on the West Coast.
I would imagine, though, one of the nice things that you have that perhaps some of those other in-station exhibits, museums have, is the autonomous nature of this organization. Being a separate 501c3, you have the ability to add all of these programs that may not be complementary, but need to be put in place. You have the opportunity to partner with organizations outside of this particular metropolitan area, like universities and things, that you have more freedom and liberty to be able to do more things than some of these attached to police organizations can.
Yes, we do. Since we're 501c3 nonprofit, we are able to go out into the community, have a much bigger reach, have programming that is reflective of our community needs. If there's a request, or if there are community members coming to us and are asking for a specific program, perhaps maybe a partnership with police officers and younger generations of kids that are wanting to learn about law enforcement, we absolutely have the flexibility to create that programming and, again, meet the needs of our community. We're not attached, and we have that autonomy, as you said. We're able to build as we please. And the fortunate part is we're really pushing toward that. We want our communities to understand that we're here to reflect, listen, and really absorb and take in what they'd like to see.
But you also need support.
We need support, absolutely. Because we're 501c3 nonprofit, we are solely reliant on donations. So any sponsorships that we receive, one of our major donors is the Amundsen family. We've been so fortunate to have them support much of what we do here around the museum. And we have various other foundations that also support us, law enforcement foundations as well. And we are solely donation driven, but we are also membership driven. So we kind of have a dual model. Our membership is through either our officers who have deductions in their payroll, small deductions, $2 or $3 out of their paycheck. They come and they become members here. And so they really do sustain us, and they keep our operations up and going. So there are sustaining members and there are sustaining donors. However, we also have to actively seek grants. We have to actively seek new donors who are willing to come and support what we're doing and how we're interpreting that history and how we're preserving it. And so, yes, donors, we are donor and membership driven based.
And you have a pretty cool gift shop. I know that seems silly, but sometimes, that's really, that's obviously things that you can't necessarily get when you walk into your store around the time. And I know that's probably one of your sources of income.
It is. Alongside our tours and the ticketing from our tours, that is one of our other revenue generating streams. And so we're very lucky. One of our board members, Lori, she was very active in making sure that we had
fun stuff,
a fun gift shop.
I have to stop saying the word fun when it's coming.
That's okay. No, I love hearing the word fun. It's perfect for here because we want our visitors to have fun. We want them to really enjoy this space. And the gift shop, not only do we have everything that we have in there now, but we really want to reimagine how we can include things like Adam 12. How cool would it be to have a vintage t-shirt of Jack Webb or Adam 12 and some, all of the different exhibits. So we're going to really begin to bolster our gift shop and hopefully let our community members and our visitors walk away with something that says Los Angeles Police Museum.
On a very practical level, I just have to reiterate, this is a pretty big space.
It is.
How much exhibit space do you have? You have what? 2 floors, big, huge areas,
yes.
And all?
We actually have 3 floors, and we have a basement where most of our archives are. We have really extensive exhibits, and we are very lucky to have this space.
And if somebody wants to find about hours and how to donate and how to help and what's going on and how to contact you and all that kind of thing, what's the easiest way for people to find out?
Easiest way is to go to our website. It's laphs.org.